Welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. My name's Tim. Today we're going to be doing a walk around video of our 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited in petrol. During this video we're going to walk around the outside of the car, go through the quality of this vehicle, as well as going through all the features, because this is a very feature heavy packed vehicle. So we'll start out with looking over the front of the car. So this is a big awesome white Grand Cherokee. Now this is my favorite color that actually came out in this style vehicle, because you'll see, as I point out, we'll go around the vehicle, the white really does contrast awesomely against a lot of the black features to it. So we'll start from this side. You'll see over here you've got your big headlight, as well as a nice daytime running light which loops around the outside of the headlight here, and your indicator is also in here as well. And what you'll find when you indicate is the daytime running light will turn itself off to make the indicator stand out really well. Under here as well, you've got a nice little fog light with a bit of chrome around it and the black, which looks really good against the white bumper. You do have color-coded front sensors on this car. Now this does have the standard 7-slot Jeep grille, which is actually standard on every Jeep model, because Jeep were the first cars to ever drive on all 7 continents around the world. So they actually keep this design across all of their models as well, and they've styled it really well on this model car. You've got your chrome Jeep badge here on the front of the hood. As for the quality of the paint of this car, it is in immaculate condition. There's only a couple of small stone chips. There's one here, and I think there's a couple just down here. But otherwise, there's no real other blemishes on the front of this car, and you really have to see it with your own eyes to appreciate what good condition the front of this car is in. There's another little mark here as well, just above that fog light. When we move around to the driver's side panel of this car, you'll see there's a nice good amount of clearance here. That's because this is a 4-wheel drive and it is very capable when it goes to off-road mode. So you've got a good amount of clearance here, as well as your nice big alloy wheel, which is standard on the limited range in this model. There is a brand new tyre on this one, and there is no scuff marking on this rim either, which is very good to see. Moving down to the side of the car, you've got your colour-coded mirror with a minor stone chip on it. You've got your indicator built into the side of the mirror as well. Down here you've got your chrome Grand Cherokee badging, which looks very nice on the door here, as well as your chrome door handle. Now this model does have keyless entry. Sorry, I forgot the word there for a minute. So I've actually got the keys in my pockets here, so I've got 2 keys with this car. And with this model you actually press the button and it will lock the doors. The indicators flash when you do that, and then all you need to do is have the key within 1 to 2 meters of the door, grab the handle and it unlocks. Now that is standard on the front driver's side door and the passenger side door as well on the front. This car does have privacy glass, but it doesn't look like it's got tint, which would be very well on this car, and the darker window would stand out very nicely against the white paint. There's a minor stone chip on the side here, but otherwise this side is in very good condition as well. Getting back to the back driver's side wheel, once again, brand new tyre. You got a little bit of gutter rash here on the rim, but otherwise the rest of the rim is in perfect condition, which is very good to see. Now you do have a nice window here which helps with the visibility when you're driving. Being a big car, you want very good visibility, and that is one thing the Grand Cherokee has. Another very awesome feature that I find with the Grand Cherokee Limited is on your key fob you've actually got a boot button. So all you do is you click that twice. Now you won't be able to hear it, but it beeps 3 times before the boot actually lifts up, which will give you a warning that the boot's coming up, and on the way back down it'll beep 3 times before it moves as well. Looking on the inside here, you'll see it's in very good condition. We do have some carpet mats in here, and you've got these silver rails as well for when you load heavy things in. It's a bit of support and it just slides across easily. You do have 4 tie down points as well. You've got your sub in the side here. Being a limited, this does have the upgraded sound system as well. And in the side here, you've actually got a torch as well, which still works. And it charges the whole time that you're driving, so you never have to worry about taking it out and putting it on charge. Now under here is where your full-size spare wheel is with all the tools. This looks like it's never been on the vehicle yet. It's never been on the vehicle. I can still see some of the print on the tread. As well as you got this little funnel, because these cars do have an anti-theft cap inside where the petrol goes, so a normal jerry can won't actually go inside to fill up the car. So you do have your nice little funnel there, so then if you do run out of fuel you can put more fuel in it. On the side here you've got a button to close the boot. As you press it, it'll beep 3 times, and then the boot will lower itself down at a nice pace. This car does have a reverse camera as well. Down here it's got color-coded sensors as well as a tow bar. Now this is a genuine tow bar as well, and these cars will easily tow 2.8 tons, being the petrol motor as well. On the Limited, you've got two exhaust pipes on each side of the car, which really give it a nice symmetrical finish. Coming around to the passenger side, you do have your fuel cap here. This panel is in brilliant condition as well. Looking at this tyre, once again, brand new tyre, and there is no scuffing on this rim either. It's just this car's in beautiful condition. Moving down the rest of the panel, I'll see what else I can find. There's nothing going on here, just a little bit of dirt from the rain that we've just recently had come over. Yep, just a little bit of marks from the dirt. Once again, you've got your chrome finish on the side of the car around the windows, as well as the door handles, and your side indicator once again. Getting to the last wheel, we'll have a look at this one. We got brand new tyre once again, and this is the most prone wheel for any sort of scuffing, but I can't see any on this rim, which is very, very good to see. If we look under the hood of this great big Grand Cherokee, we'll find out 3.6 litre Pentastar motor. Now this motor is the same motor that they put into the Chrysler 300s, which is a very good renowned motor made by Chrysler. This engine will put out 210 kilowatts and 347 Newton meters of torque. Behind this 3.6 litre Pentastar, we have our 8-speed gearbox, which just changes gear seamlessly. So it gives a very smooth drive around town, and especially while towing as well. Coupled with a 93 litre fuel tank, averaging 10.4 litres per 100 Ks, you can expect an average of just under 900 kilometers per tank of fuel. Okay, now moving to the inside of our Grand Cherokee Limited, there are a lot of features in here, so I'll go over sort of the main ones and show you just a little bit of what this car can do. So first of all, I'll start from my right, I'll work my way across the car and just start to show off a lot of its features. So on the door here, we've actually got our mirror controls, so you can adjust your side mirrors electronically, which is very handy I find in cars, so then you don't have to keep leaning back, looking at the mirror, leaning over and adjusting it manually. You also have the button here, which you can press, which will fold in the side mirrors as well, which comes in handy for parking in tight spaces, as well as if you do take the car going off-road and four-wheel driving. You've got your electric window controls here, as well as a child lock for the back for those annoying kids that keep trying to wind down their window when you don't want them to. On the door down here, I'm not sure how well you can see it, but you've got memory seats here as well. So if you adjust your seat position to perfect and then your wife or friend gets in the car to drive, you can save it, and then when they mess with your seat, all you got to do is press number 1 and the seat will put itself back into position. It also does this with the keys as well. So if someone has their own key and you've got your key and you have your seating position in the right position, when you start the car with your key, it will go into your position, which is very good as well. So you're not constantly trying to adjust everything. Probably the most frustrating bit about like driving a car with someone else, to be perfectly honest. Moving to the steering wheel itself, it is a leather wrapped steering wheel, and it does actually have a steering wheel heater in this car. So if you, on those cold mornings, you can actually pop on the steering wheel heater or warmer when you get in the car, and it will warm the steering wheel for you, and that's quite nice when you're driving as well. On the back of the steering wheel, we've got paddle shifters, so we can manually shift through our gears on our 8-speed gearbox. And just below that, it's got some buttons as well, so we can adjust the volume of the radio, change stations, and change source as well, from phone to Bluetooth to CD and everything like that. On the right hand side of the steering wheel, we've got all our controls for our cruise control, so you can set and adjust like that. That's pretty much the standard setup for most cars with set, reset, cancel. Left hand side, you've got these directional buttons here, which you can actually change the display in the middle of here. Now there are actually a lot of options, from how you have your speed set up, from tire pressure warnings to oil temperature, and even when you're using your navigation, it will even show up your next direction, like your left hand turn will pop up in the middle there, so you don't have to keep diverting your attention to the middle of the car. Just down from that, you've got your phone control, so you can answer and hang up calls, as well as your voice controls as well. Now I'm going to try this on the video, and knowing my luck, it might not recognize my voice that well, but you can actually set the radio station and call people's phone numbers and all the rest of that with your voice. It's fully voice controlled car. So when you press this, 105.1 FM.
Tuning to 105.1 FM.
And your radio station is set. So I'll turn that down a little bit because I didn't expect it to be so loud. But that's just one of the many features on the inside of this car. Now, when we move to the center, you've got your big 8-inch display with touchscreen that works seamlessly. I've got the navigation up just to sort of show you how the maps look. But when you press down here, you'll see how it instantly responds to where I press the button. So you've got your AM, FM digital, all your media center, so your Bluetooth, your SD card, your auxiliary cable are all listed in there. Now here is the seat controls. One thing I want to mention here, this car does have heated seats in the front as standard, but this car is fitted with the luxury pack. So this car, when we pan around the car, you'll notice it actually got perforated leather. So this car's got vented seats as well. So what you can do is you can turn that on and it will circulate the air on your back and lower back and where you're sitting, so you don't actually get the build up and sweat while you're sitting there in summer. And it's also got this in the back as well, which is very, very good. That's the big thing about leather, is sitting in summer and how hot and sticky it gets, and this prevents that. And it's a great feature really to have on the inside of one of these cars. Next one's your climate control, which is off. We turn it on. It's got your standard dual zone climate control that you see in a lot of cars these days, where you can adjust one side up, and then you decide, the other person gets out the car, you go, nah, I want to put it back to my temperature. Just hit sync and it matches to the driver's side. I'll turn that back off now. Down here, navigation, and then your phone. When you have a phone paired, make phone calls. The car will read you your text messages, and yeah, just stuff like that. Down from here, we got our hard controls, just basically full buttons and knobs, which do exactly what I just showed you that the screen does, but rather than trying to operate a touchscreen while driving, you can use all the buttons down here. Just down from that, you've got your nice little bit of storage in here, as well as your auxiliary, USB, SD card, and a 12-volt charging port as well. I like the way they put this nice finish on it, and it just comes down the middle here and it really completes the interior of the car. You've got 2 cup holders, which light up at night as well. When your headlights are on, you get a nice little green glow around here. And here you've got your T-bar shifter. So when you're driving the car, you just have to depress the button and pull it back a little bit, and you'll see it drop from park to reverse. Reverse camera comes on and it tells you on the dash what gear you're in. You want to go back into park, you just put it forward a little bit. Now, when you want to go to drive, you actually don't have to go down 3 times. You just put it in the button, you pull it all the way back and let go, and now it's in drive mode. And you can do the same to go back to park. So you actually don't have to cycle through all the gears. Now, down from that, we've got our 4-wheel drive system. So this is where you can set it to 4-wheel drive low, your hill descent control, as well as your terrain selector. So with terrain selector, you tell it if you're going to drive on rock, mud, sand or snow, or even just the road. And what it will do is it will tell the car where to put the power in best for that sort of application. So this, once very, very capable off-road car. Jeeps are just very, very good, and they're designed to go off-road. So this is just another feature that really is a testament to that. Moving to the middle here, we've got our leather covered center console, and we open that up. Inside we've got our CD player and another 12-volt charger. I'll close that off. Now what I'll do is I'll get my cameraman to pan around the inside of the car and show you the quality of this car, as well as all the seats as well. One thing I should mention as well is you do have your seat warmer control in the back here, as well as 2 USB charging points, which is very handy for the kids sitting in the back. Now while you get a good look at the inside of this car, I'm going to look up the service history. This car has only done 27,000 Ks. So, looking at the service history, now this car was bought in Victoria, not too far away from here actually, and it had its first service completed after a month of it being bought at the 1000k service, which is just the standard checkup of your fluids and oil and all the rest of that. And then its first service was done at 12,000 Ks, and that was at 15,000 Ks, and that was done in March this year. And then we performed an intermediate service on it as well when we got it, so it's not due for a service for another 6 months. So thanks for watching my walk around video of our 2015 Grand Cherokee Limited in petrol. Now, this is reasons to buy this car. I'd say all the features in it, you're just unmatched by cars that you'd find around this price point, and this modern as well, with such low Ks and in this brilliant white color. It's something that you couldn't really pass up on. So please give us a call on 9907 0555, and one of our friendly staff would be happy to help you out.